So as you can see, I'm inside my Bing Webmaster Tools dashboard. In the last 2 months, I have got over 1000 clicks and 14,000 impressions, and average click-through rate is around 8% in my website, which is actually pretty good. What interesting is that all the content was created using AI. These are 100% AI generated content, and they're really ranking well on Bing. I tried the same content on Google, but the results were completely different. Let me show you inside Google Search Console. This is what I'm seeing, and honestly it's nowhere near what I used to get in at the end of the 2023 and early 2024. Back then I was getting around like 7,000 visits every month, and sometimes like 15 to 20,000, even 25,000 visit every month. But Google Search Console only shows last 16 months, so I cannot show you the full picture. I have already talked about this before in other videos, Google core updates, and I also mentioned that Google core updates have killed a lot of my traffic. These updates happen regularly. This March it happened, then will happen in August, and so on. And after each updates, many smaller websites like me either lose ranking or get de-indexed completely. That's what happening with my site too. Suddenly I started getting 0 impression and views. There are also technical issues with my site at the time, which made things worse. Now back to Bing. If I show you Bing data over the 16 months, see that I was not getting any views at earlier, just 1 or 2 clicks here and there. But from May onwards, this 2025, I started getting real growth, and this happened after I made some changes to my website. Earlier I was using WordPress, but it had too many issues. I'm not saying that WordPress is not good. WordPress is really great for blogging, but I was having issues like slow speed, broken links, plugin problems, theme problems, and there of constant maintenance was there. So I did not have time to manage that. So I moved to Ghost. It's designed specifically for blogging, right? It's lightweight, fast, and SEO friendly. Ghost.io is an open source platform like WordPress, and you can host it anywhere on platforms like Hostinger or like Bluehost. Anywhere you can host it. It is much simpler. It's feel like using Medium or Substack, right? It's ready to launch it. The editor is clean and very easy to use. Here is one of my articles. Again, it's fully AI generated, and now I want to talk about what you should do to rank your content on Bing. First, don't ignore Google. It still dominates over 75 to 85 billion monthly visits, but in other case Bing gets only 1.5 to 2.5 billions. So yes, Google is still the giant. Here is the problem. Google doesn't care much about blogs anymore, like independent blogs or small creators. It's prioritizes content from niche websites and authority sites. Even when you search for something like, let's say, top AI tools, the results will come from product websites and authority websites, not independent blogs. For example, you can see the product websites like Zapier, Google Cloud, DigitalOcean when I search for the term top AI tools. If you search the same keyword on Bing, you will notice something different. The top result is coming from a blogging site called top10.com. Then you will see sites from Weeks.com, Gigs for Gigs, and even Forbes ranking. Okay, Forbes is a well-known and authoritative sites, but the problem here is, surprisingly, it is not ranking well on Google, even though it should. Why? Because Forbes publishes all type of content, and Google is now being very selective. To prove this, let me show you something using SEMrush. I will search for Forbes.com and will look at the traffic trend of the Forbes. Now you see that in August 2024, the traffic started dropping, and if you look at the June 27, we can see that how it dropped. Once it had lots of traffic, but now it has reached to its lowest point in terms of organic traffic. This decline is mostly due to the Google's core update. SEMrush mainly track Google search traffic, and you can clearly see how it fall over the past 6 months, even more in the last 2 years. Google is de-ranking, or you can say de-indexing sites that published like much general content. That's what happened with Forbes. Now you might think that Google search is dead, but actually not. It's not dead yet. It works, okay? And I actually ranked on Google, but not with blogging site, but with Medium and other platforms. So what you have to do, you have to publish your content on platforms like Medium, Reddit, on LinkedIn, where there already has a strong user base and a lot of user generated content. Okay, so Google is preferring more user generated content. So yes, you can still get some ranking on Google, but mostly if your content posted on these platforms. If I search for one term, that is Digital Wealth Academy reviews, which is one of the keywords that I made lots of money with affiliate marketing, you will see Medium articles, Reddit threads, YouTube videos, and Instagram post ranking, no small blogs. But try the same search on Bing, you will see some blogs ranking in the search results. So Bing still supports some small creators and bloggers like us. Google on the other hand is favoring authoritative brands, user generated content and content based on EEAT framework, that is experience, expertise, authority and trust. That's why I'm focusing on optimizing my blog for Bing, not just for Google. This is what I'm going to show you in this video, how you can optimize your website, how you can use Bing to rank your content of your website, right, and get some search result. Alright, now let's get started with the first step. First, you need to have a blog that's already set up. That means the pages are ready, you have added some contents, the theme is installed, and if you are using WordPress, you have added the necessary plugins. Your site should be basically ready to go, right, and content publish, maybe even a few draft posts or few published posts and everything looking clean. Once your blog is ready, now it's time to add it to Google Search Console and Bing Webmaster Tool so that it can index your website. But before that, make sure everything is in place, right? Important pages like about, contact and all the basic things, right? Now personally I recommend using WordPress if you want full control. It's great, but yeah, you have to optimize it, right? Manage plugins and all of that. But if you just want to focus on writing, then Ghost is better because it also has a newsletter system, so you can send newsletters. Ghost is already optimized for blogging. You don't have to install anything extra like paying extra for themes or plugins, something like that. The only catch is that Ghost is paid. You either pay $108 a year to host it on their platform, or you can host it yourself using providers. But yeah, in all cases you have to spend some money. But here is another alternative I found. You can host your blog completely free using a site called Hashnode. Just go to hashnode.com and you can create an unlimited blogs for free. It's not like Substack, okay? Substack is more of like a newsletter platform. Hashnode is basically, it's a blogging platform as well as a documentation platform. Plus you'll even get some traffic from the community itself, like internal views. In hashnode.com, I created a blog called AI Money hashnode.dev. And the best thing is that you can connect your own custom domain for free. That's super important because if you want to submit your blog to Search Console or Bing Webmaster Tool, you need a custom domain. So just get a domain, it's cheap, connect to Hashnode and you are good to go. Right, that's it. Inside Hashnode blog, you can create your own pages, add custom redirects, which is greater for SEO, integrate webhooks. There are custom integration is there, webhooks is there. Even you can change the look and the layout of the page, and you can have a navigation bar. You can change the appearance. It gives you more control than Ghost in many ways. You can even set up a newsletter inside Hashnode, and yeah, it lets you connect to GitHub, import code, run code snippets, all kind of stuff. Now let me show you the SEO section. Here you need to fill up all these details and then you need to get the sitemap from right here. Once you have connected your domain, you will see the sitemap here. Just copy the sitemap and submit it to Google Search Console or Bing Webmaster Tool. There is also RSS feed included, which is super useful if you want to syndicate your content to other platforms, like if you want it to show on Google News or Bing publication anywhere. So basically you are getting almost everything for free hosting, free features, all of that. You just need to spend a little on domain, right? That's it. Most importantly, right, Hashnode content ranks on Google or Bing, right? That is, I have seen myself, even without the custom domain, some content ranks, but with a custom domain your chances are way better, right? Because it is also like a community. It's already optimized. They are using clean theme for blogs, and if you go to the appearance settings, you can even change the theme options, right? You can customize the look. Now once your blog is ready, the next thing is to connect your custom domain properly. Let me show you the step by step to how to do that. So everything is set up and your content can actually rank on Bing. Alright, so this is my setup. Now let's talk about the step. Okay, let's say you already have created your blog on Hashnode. You have added your all the pages, your newsletter is ready, some draft articles are done, your SEO settings are in place, basically everything is set up and looking good. Now comes the domain part. So to add the domain, just go to the domain section inside your Hashnode blog dashboard. Once you are there, you will see an option to add a custom domain. Now I'm going to do this after setting up everything. I'm not going to dip into like creating the blog and setting up the blog inside Hashnode because these are very easy steps. You can do it on your own. But for now, I'm just going to show you how to connect the custom domain. So yeah, in the custom domain section, I will add my domain. You can add any domain like abc.com or example.com, anything. In my case, my blog is already on ghost at indishmarketer.com. So I will use a subdomain something like blog.indishmarketer.com. I'll type that and click add domain. After that, Hashnode gives you some DNS record. You need to add to your domain's DNS settings. My domain is managed by Cloudflare, so I will go to Cloudflare dashboard. From there, I will go to the DNS setting of indishmarketer.com. Then I will add record, choose CNAME, and under the name I'll put the blog. I'll copy the target value that Hashnode give me and I'll just paste it there. Once that's done, I'll save it. After saving it, I'll go back to Hashnode and click refresh so that I can verify the setup. Sometimes it takes a few minutes, so don't worry if it doesn't happen instantly. Now once your domain is verified, the next thing is to add to Google Search Console and Bing Webmaster Tools. Just copy your full domain, whether it's abc.com or subdomain like blog.indishmarketer.com, and I'll just simply go to Google Search Console. Okay, inside Search Console, right, I'll click on my domain name on the top corner, as you can see, and then you can see some other domains are there. So next I'll just click on add property. Okay, and then you will see the options to add domain or subdomain. I'll just paste the subdomain and just click on continue. Now as you can see, like my domain is already verified because Indish Marketer is already verified, so its subdomain is also automatically get verified. In case if it's not verified, Google will give you a txt record. So similarly, you have to go to Cloudflare again and then you add the txt record. You just simply need to click on add txt, add record, then you'll find the txt record, right, and then you'll paste the txt record, right, value that Google give you. For name, you can select @ or blog depending on whether the root domain or subdomain. Save that and go back to Google Search Console and click verify. That's it. Once it's verified, you are all set. Now let's do the same thing for Bing Webmaster Tools. Just go to bing.com/webmaster and then log in with your Microsoft account, and then you can add your site, right? If you already have added site to Google Search Console, you can just import directly here. It's super easy. You just need to log in with your Google account and it will just pull it every data from there. Once the site is added to the Bing Webmaster tool, you won't see any information there. That's normal because it's just added its new website and everything will look empty. The pages are not indexed yet, they need to be indexed. So these are the steps that I'm going to show you right now, how you can index them. So after adding your website in the Bing Webmaster Tools dashboard, here the first thing you will see the search performance section where you can check your clicks, impressions and all that. I already showed you some of this earlier. If you scroll down, you will see the keywords your blog is ranking for and the pages that are getting most impressions. And you can also see which keywords are bringing in the most traffic to your site. It's really useful to understand what's working for you. Go to the URL inspection. Let's talk about the sitemap first. Sitemap are the super important. They helps bring bots to crawl your website right better and helps your content rank on Bing search. A usual sitemaps URL looks like something like this, yourwebsite.com/sitemap.xml. This is the default format where whether you are using WordPress, Ghost or any other platform. If you are using Ghost like I am using, it will generate the sitemaps for post, pages, authors and tags automatically. If you are using WordPress using plugins like Yoast SEO, it will also generate the category sitemaps too. Basically, this sitemaps helps Bing to find all your content, and anytime you make major changes to your website, whether you are adding subdomains, whether you are changing the structure of your website, make sure to resubmit the sitemap. For example, when I was in WordPress, my blog was https://indishmarketer.com, right? Now my domain is now www.indishmarketer.com. So I need to change that. Now my sitemap URL is www.indishmarketer.com/sitemap.xml. So I had to resubmit it. To find your sitemap, just go to yourwebsite.com/sitemap.xml. Copy the sitemap URL and paste into the Bing Webmaster and click on submit sitemap and you are done. Once your sitemap is submitted, right, Bing will fetch the content, it will crawl your website and start crawling it and start indexing your website. Now the next thing is URL submission. If you have new blog posts or pages that are not ranking yet, you can manually submit from here. Just click submit URL, paste all the URLs in each line and then click submit. Bing will start indexing them. You can also use the Index Now API, which is also available in plugin on WordPress. That helps have to speed up the indexing rate automatically. Okay, then there is a URL inspection tool. This is the really helpful tool to check any specific page is indexed on Bing or not. So for example, I published a blog post, okay, and recently, and I'll just go to my website and copy the URL and come back to Bing Webmaster Tool. Then I'll paste it here in the inspection tool, and I'll just click here on inspect. If it is indexed, it will show up right here. Okay, you can see here that it is indexed. Now if it is not indexed, you will see an option here to test the URL. You will click on it and it will start checking the website. After that, you can click on request indexing, and it will also show you what are the errors you need to fix. Then you can click on, after you have fixed all the errors, you can just click on request indexing, and Bing will queue it up to be crawled and indexed. After this, there is a index now section where you can see all the URLs you have submitted, their current status, whether they have been crawled or not, whether they've been indexed or not. It will be there. Now moving to the backlink section, this is where you will see all the backlinks pointing to your website. Right now I have got only one backlink, which is recent. I have lost a lot of backlinks, right, because I have changed my website domain. You can also compare your website with competitor to see their backlinks. To show you an example, I will just add in competitor domain like affiliate marketing site. For example, I can add here oilsp.com. I will add to compare to see how many backlinks they have got and from where. Then you will see all the backlinks they have got. Right now I can figure out, okay, which site they're linking to them, and maybe I can reach out to those websites or similar kind of website to ask them for a guest post, or even offer for a pay for a backlink, or I can figure out the broken links and I can tell them I can write an article. So it's a good way to build authority. Then we have keyword research tool. This is actually one of the best feature in Bing Webmaster Tool that lets you find keywords that people are searching on Bing. Let's say I will search for the keyword top 10 AI tools. It will show me the impressions that keyword has got, like over the last few months, even in the last 3 months or in the 6 month. You will also see where the traffic is coming from, like which countries and where the searches are from, like desktop or mobile, right? You can check that. Most Bing users are on desktop, right? So if you are promoting any product, then it will have a higher conversion rate. Okay, you will see related keywords here, right? Question based keywords, even newly discovered keywords. You can download all this whole list and you can use for planning your blog post. You can also see the top ranking URLs for each keyword, so you can know what kind of content is working. It's a complete keyword research tool and it's really free. Okay, after that we have got recommendation. This section gives you personalized suggestion on like how to improve your website, things like loading speed, mobile usability, and missing alt text and more. Basically recommendation, you can improve that. So then there is a site scan. This scans your website for technical errors like broken links, warnings, and SEO issues. You just submit your URL of your website or any page that you want to scan out, and it will scan the entire site. Okay, and I actually found some of the broken links earlier and I fixed them because of this. Next is Microsoft Clarity. This is like Google Analytics but more visual. It shows you how people are behaving on your website. Okay, how they scroll, how they click, how they leave, and so on, and a lot of things you'll be able to see. It even record visitor session, right, in screen recording, so you can watch them and interact with your content. You can see if someone came from Yahoo, which device, what device they have used, how long they stayed on your website, and if you play the session recording, you'll actually see their mouse movements, scrolls, and clicks. It's like watching what they did on your website. Okay, people are paying to use such tools. Do you know that? There is also an AI powered summary tool inside Clarity. You can click on summarize and it will give you insight about the visitor behavior. For example, one user landed on my blog and clicked on affiliate link. I can see all this thing, it is giving me report. Another one scrolled a bit and bounced right away. This summaries helps you to improve your user experience, right? You can analyze them and you can apply them in your website. One of the coolest thing is Copilot inside the Webmaster Tool. Inside the dashboard, you will see an AI assistant. You can ask it anything regarding your website, right? Like how you can improve engagement, what are the keywords you need to focus on, and it will give you the real suggestions based on the data that it has. Like you don't have to go for manually. You won't get all these features in Google Search Console. Google has its own tools, but it brings everything together in a much simpler and cleaner way, especially for new bloggers. These are really helpful, right? All these tools, and very easy to use. Okay, Alright, now let's move on to the next part where I actually create a blog post and show you how I write it and how I optimize it and how I get indexed and ranked. Let's do that next. Okay, I'm going to create a blog post for mine in my Ghost website. You can do it in your Hashnode blog or WordPress blog or anywhere you prefer. The process is the same. So now to start writing, the first thing we need is a prompt, okay, because we are going to use AI to generate the content for the blog post. And like I said earlier, we are using only free AI tools, not any paid ones. You don't need to spend money on this. That's the point of this method, to do it free, right? So yeah, first you need a prompt, then you will need to paste your keywords. And just to mention one thing, right, I have already made a bunch of videos about keyword research, so you can go and check out that. But let me tell you something honestly, nowadays I don't even do much keyword research. I just stick to one thing. I find affiliate marketing related products, mostly review or product names, and then I go with that. For example, I recently wrote a blog post about Artistly AI. If you go to my website, you will see that. Same with the mobile machine. These are the keywords that I figure out on my own. I find out them through YouTube videos and like ads and all other stuffs. Like I find offers that are trending, like that I see ads and multiple places, then I write content about them. That's it. So most of the time I'm not doing in-depth keyword analysis or anything. Some people will tell you to look for the law competitions, look for the content of the competitors. That's great, really great idea. But honestly, I don't care. I just look at the product and figure out what kind of keywords should people might be searching for, like some, like something like basic, like is it a scam, is it a legit, is it a review keywords, and some other question people can ask, right? And I create content based on that. And before I did not even use keyword, okay, what I did was like just to paste some YouTube video transcript and deep research from Google and Claude AI or ChatGPT. That's the method I follow now to just find 2-3 good video transcript, or I get a deep research from Google, right, or any other AI models, take that information and then create a blog post using that. Maybe I'll include 1 or 2 keywords based on the topic, but I don't focus on too much on that either. So let's say today I want to write about a product called Finello, right? I've already written about one of their courses, so now I want to cover this one. So I will just use the simple keywords like Finello reviews, Finello scam, or something like is Finello a fraud. These are the kind of keywords I use, basic and straightforward. Okay, now I need to generate the content. I can either use YouTube video transcript or deep search report, but for this case I'll use Gemini deep search report, okay, and I'll use to generate the blog post. Okay, so let's get started with that. So now as you can see, I'm inside Gemini. We're going to use Gemini 2.5 Pro. If you don't have Pro, no problem, you can just go with the Gemini any model, then just click on deep search options. Now you will write the simple prompt. For example, I wrote a prompt something like this: do a deep research and generate a complex review report on Finello by Zimran.io, and so on, right? I have written. Once the prompt is ready, just click on submit or just submit it, right? Gemini will now start working and will ask for confirmation in a while. Meanwhile, we can also use the Perplexity AI to generate another report. One will be used for blog post on our own website and other one will be for a Medium article. So I will go to Perplexity AI, and from there you have to select this icon. It looks like an automation, which is basically the deep search icon. You will paste the same prompt here too and hit the submit. Perplexity will also start doing the deep research. Okay, now I will go back to Gemini. Gemini is now asking for confirmation. It says it's going to perform a deep research and it gives us the result. Okay, so we'll just reply start research and it will begin. At the same time, you can use Manus AI. Manus is really good at this kind of work. I've tried that. I'm also going to use Claude Pro in this case. You can use Claude Pro if you have it. Claude is honestly one of the best for deep research. So now inside Claude AI, I'll simply paste the prompt, select the Opus model, and I'll just hit enter. That's it. I'll also start the research. That's it, and it will start the research process. Same with Manus AI. I will just go to manus.im, select the agent model, right, and give it the task using the same prompt, and I'll just hit enter. It will take a time, but it will also create a very detailed report. So yeah, you can use any of those models. You can use ChatGPT also for deep research, Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, Manus AI. Totally is up to you. All of them are good and they will give you the solid report that you can use for writing articles. Okay, now let's give it a few minutes to finish. I can see that Perplexity AI has already generated something. Yeah, it's ready. Okay, you can see that you can use this blog post on Medium or anywhere else, but first we need to use the prompt for that. But personally, I feel like Perplexity's report is bit short, maybe because it finished too early. It did not do the complete research. So I will skip the Perplexity one and go with the reports from Manus AI, Gemini and Claude AI. Those three are preparing, but they are going to be much more detailed. Let's wait a bit and then we will use those to write the article. So yeah, within 10 to 15 minutes all those reports were ready. As you can see, Gemini gave a very detailed report. It was super detailed because Gemini has access to a lot of things it owned, right, like Google search engine, YouTube and many other data sources. That's why I was able to generate a better quality report. Now if I go to Manus AI, you can see that it has created a PDF report, and while I expand it, you will see how detailed it is. It is really good. Everything is structured very nicely and it has even given the references. Okay, that's really great. Let's check Claude AI, right? Claude has also did a very detailed in-depth review. You can see right here. So all three tools did a great job, but we need only two reports right now. The first one, we'll use Gemini report. So I will go to Gemini window. I'll click on the drop down and copy the content. Then I'll go to our prompt page. I'll go to the section where it says paste YouTube transcript and deep research report. I'll simply paste the Gemini content here. Once it is pasted, I will copy the entire prompt again, and now I'm going to use Gemini again itself to create the article. So I'll open a new chat in Gemini, paste the full content there and hit enter. It will start creating the article from that. For the second one, we can either use Manus AI report or the Claude AI, but I am going to use both. First, I'll copy the report from Claude AI. After copying it, I'll open a new chat inside Claude AI and paste the content. Then I will get the report from Manus AI, although I will skip the reference section, right? We don't need that. Once I copy the content from Manus AI, I will go to the Claude chat and paste the content here. Note that I have removed the references. Okay, so we have the two resources now. Now I need the prompt, so I'll go back to the prompt where it's saved, copy the selected part only and come back to Claude and paste that right here after the report content. Then I will just hit enter. Claude will now use the Manus report and the Claude report plus our prompt to generate the article. As you can see, it started generating. Once it's done, we'll have two great blog posts ready. Now let's check Gemini again. It has already finished the article. It starts with something like, I saw an ad the other day, and then it continues the full post. It looks nice, no title yet, but that's fine. We can add a title later. The article is long enough and really good. It's ready to use. Now the second article, Claude is almost done generating that one too, and you can use this for publishing on Medium. If you don't know how to publish on Medium, I have already shared a video and a free course where I explain everything. You can check out that. So I will now take the Gemini article and copy it, right? After copying it, I will go to my ghost website admin dashboard. Then after coming here, I will create a new post, and then after the editor is open, I will paste the full content there. You can see the word count just below the post. It's around 2800 words, which is really great. It's long and detailed enough. Now I'll do a bit more cleanup. I will remove the extra spaces just below the headings, right, and make sure the formatting looks very clean. After that, I will add feature image, meta description, images and alt text for the images and all other stuff. This is really important. Also, I'll add text. You can just pick the text that fit your content and are already on your website. If you are using WordPress and Yoast SEO plugin, you will find the option to add meta description and meta title like the one I have on Ghost. If you don't enter a meta title or meta description, you will usually pick the blog post title and descriptions, right? It will auto generate the description. So I'll highly recommend you to add meta description at least. If you have already published the article somewhere else like Medium, you can paste the link here in the canonical link. So that's basically it. That's the whole process. So now I will go ahead and add the meta description, insert a few images in the blog post, and then also show you how I publish it. Let me do all that and then I will show you the final version. Finally, as you can see, our blog post is ready. I have added the images, formatted everything properly, and added alt text to the images and created the heading, the title, and all formatting is done and images are added. Now let's quickly talk about the on-page SEO, which is super important, especially for Bing. The first thing you need to do is to internal linking. If your blog is new, maybe you won't have any other post, but if you already have multiple posts you have published on your website, you should start linking them to each other. This is really helpful to Bing understand your website content, and it can rank on Bing, on the Bing search engine. For example, I have interlinked to one of my blog posts, which is my mobile machine. If I move to the middle of the post, I also have another one that is interlink with the cursive review post. That is how you do interlinking. Just mention the topic naturally in the article and link your older articles inside the new one. Make sure to add images and alt text to the images. That's really super important for Bing SEO. I have already added alt text to every image. Okay, and titles are important too, right? So make sure that keep it short and don't make your blog title too long. Okay, next let's talk about tags. I've also added tags here too, and you can add whatever tag that is relevant to the post or your website. After that, make sure to add a meta title and meta description. This shows on Google or Bing when people search. Meta description should be short, like up to 150 characters maximum. That's what the most search engine allow. It does not just allow, it just shows you. Now if you are using something like Ghost or Hashnode or WordPress with SEO plugins, then schema get generated automatically. You can also add your social meta information, how the post appears on Facebook or Twitter. Also, don't forget external linking, right? That is really important. I missed it initially. So I linked out 2 external blog posts in my article. You can see one here, okay, as you can see, and one at the top just before the table of contents. External linking helps with SEO too, okay. Now for the keyword, as you can see, I have used the keyword Finello review, scams, frauds, etc. properly across the article. They have been used in the content naturally, okay. So now everything is done. We are ready to publish. Okay, I'll just click on publish. Then we can also send the newsletter, but I won't, so I'll just publish it. So you can see that our blog is published. So next what I need to do, I'll just copy the blog post URL. Then I'll go to the Google Search Console first, and I'll use the URL inspection tool. I'll paste the blog post link and hit enter. Since we just publish it, Google will show URL is not on Google. So I will click on test live to search the process for indexing. So to start the process for indexing, now I'll go to Bing Webmaster Tools and do the same. I will go to the URL inspection tool. Then I'll paste the URL, and then I'll click on the inspect URL. Here also we can see the URL is not on Bing. So I will click on live URL, right? And then Bing will start inspecting. So meanwhile, I will go back to Google, and as you can see that our URL is now on Google, so I can click on request indexing, right? So it is done indexing on Google. It will start indexing. So we are done with Google Search Console. I'll come back to Bing Webmaster Tools. Now we can see that there is no error and our post can be indexed. So I'll click on request indexing. So Bing will start indexing our blog post. So if there was any SEO issue, Bing would show it right here, like missing alt text, long descriptions, right, and a lot of things. You can fix those and then click on refresh button to restart the inspection, and then you can reindex the blog post. So finally we have submitted the blog post on both Google and Bing, all done. Let me show you how I wrote the title and details. At first there was no title, so I asked Gemini to write a short title and meta description for the blog post, and Gemini did it, and I just simply pasted. Then I created images using AI, especially the feature image, then took a few screenshots from different websites and asked Gemini to write the alt text for each images. Next I copied the alt text and just pasted the blog. Right now our article is published Okay, so what you can do next, you can share your blog post to your social media like Facebook and your LinkedIn or anywhere, so that you can get some exposure. And if I talk about backlinks, one thing you can do is to create profile backlinks. For example, I got one from Data Driven Investor. You can go there, create a profile, get a backlink to your blog. These are not high quality backlinks, but they will still help. You can find other search websites where you can create similar profiles and build backlinks. And I have already told you other methods to how to get backlinks, that you can follow them. Now if you are using WordPress, you will have more control like technical SEO, schema, plugins, everything. With Ghost or Hashnode, it's simpler, but you have fewer options. If you want more features like tools or site with a blog plus portfolio plus tools, then WordPress definitely a better options. If you have a tools section in your website, then you may get many backlinks automatically for free. People will start recommending your tools site. Anyway, that's everything I wanted to show you in this video. If I missed anything, just let me know in the comment section and I'll make a video on that too. Hope you find some value in this video, and if you want step-by-step tutorials on starting a WordPress blog and everything, just like I did for Pinterest affiliate marketing, I can create a full video series on SEO, on WordPress or anything. Let me know in the comments if you want that.